So I just wanted to shoot this real quick video about food plot preparation. We got a lot of guys talking about hauling out their disc and tillers and getting their food plots ready for 2019. Well, I just wanted to show you an example of a client property that I was on about a year ago, and they didn't think that they could put on any food plots at all. You know, they said they had really rocky ground, it was really hilly, and they just didn't think that it would work for them. Well, I explained to them that, you know, they don't have to till up anything. All they got to do is just really come in here and kill the vegetation, do a soil test, you know, get your pH right, get your fertilizer on, but then just come in here and broadcast right over the top. And so they tried it. They didn't really believe me that it would work very well. But I just wanted to show you here what they ended up with on their food plot for 2018. So you can see right here, it's just a brown mat, and what he planted last year was oats and clover and some rye. And you can see the old oat stubble. He said that stuff grew to about a foot tall, and the deer were in here. They were just hammered this stuff. He was absolutely blown away.
And again, I think I planted in September, Randy, so it didn't really...
Okay.
It might have had 3 weeks where it could really grow, where the temperature really wasn't giving it a hard time.
You got some pretty good growth, though, on the oats.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
And you didn't till it, and it still came out good.
And I'm surprised we didn't... I mean, whenever I come in here, every time I drive in here, I'm always seeing white tails heading down the hill. So I know that they like it in here.
Yeah.
Even before any of this, they liked it in here.
So, you know, it's like, man, how many more of these little things can we create around here, right?
Yep. I'm going to show you. I think I still have there's one more that's already made, and then I think there's, and you tell me, but I think there's 3 more spots for these little in the wood food plots.
Mm-hmm. Now, I just want to show you some of the rock he's got in these food plots here. So here's an example over here. We got more rock. But you can see right here, I cleaned up kicked up the dirt a little bit, and right below the surface here, right below my finger underneath this root, is a rock. And you can see right over here we got more rock. I mean, this is pretty rocky stuff. You got this stuff right here. You get underneath here, you know, here's another rock right under the surface. You dig down, and you're going to pull up more rock. And so, you know, there's just no way that you can come in here and till up this soil, because you're just going to destroy all the organic matter on top. And you can see this is like a mat. And look at all that rock underneath. You know, it's just unbelievable. So you actually do more harm than good by trying to work up this soil, because you can see we got all this organic matter up on top. Nice, thick, and you can see we got, is that a worm? No, that's a root. But you can see all the root channels in here, and because this has not been disturbed, you know, this ground right here is really going to absorb water very quickly because of all the root channels and all the aggregates that the microbiology has worked up. So there's a lot of pore space right underneath the surface that's able to absorb a lot of rainwater really quick. And because of that, you know, he can withstand drought quite easily. And so now, because he planted 1 year of oats and rye and clover, he's got all this duff, this mat on the surface. So now this is covering the surface, and you can see here that there's still frost in the ground. This is hard as a rock yet. It's pretty cold up here yet, but you know, this is going to serve to keep the soil cool in the summertime. It's going to keep the weeds down. You know, weeds are not going to be able to grow in this kind of environment as if it were, you know, bare dirt, right? So it's not going to be able to use, doesn't have to use herbicide. And you know, even if there is a few weeds growing up in here, you know, no big deal, because this is all, you know, weeds are all deer food anyway. So you can see how uneven the ground is, though. You know, it's very hilly, and you can see there's a mound here, and there's rocks over there, and it's just not very even ground at all. But you know, even to take a little harrow rake in here and just to scratch the surface would have done more harm than good, because you'd peel up this rock right here, and you know, you'd be removing rock, and it's just a lot more work than it's worth, and you're going to disturb that organic layer on top, and it's going to, you know, cause a lot more weeds to come up as well. So you can see around here, off in the distance, the forest floor is very brown, and that's because he had bracken fern on steroids. These bracken fern around here in eastern New York, up in the Catskills, man, they get 3 feet tall, and it is just, that's all there's growing on the forest floor. And partly because, you know, he's got a big canopy, an overhead canopy of overgrown trees, and he's going to have a logger come in, actually a forester come in, and you know, kind of grade this woods, but there's really not a whole lot of value here. But he is going to have a logger come in regardless and create some more food plots, open up some areas, because right now this is just almost like a deer desert. You know, there's really no reason for deer to gravitate to any of these areas, because it's, you can see all the rock out there in the distance, and there's just it's just a monoculture of popple, birch, and maple, and some cherry, and beech. And so it's just not really good for holding deer. You can see how wide open that woods is over there. So he got a couple of really good hinges right here to survive, and these trees did make it. So he's really pleased with that. But you know, he was just blown away by the amount of food that he was able to grow just on this real little 1/8 of an acre food plot, and without tilling the ground. So, you know, if you got hilly ground, you got rocky ground, maybe you got sandy soil, all the more reason to not till and disc your ground. Just kill the vegetation, get your soil amended, and then go ahead and just plant on top, and you'll be amazed at what can happen. So anyway, just wanted to save you the heartache and the work on tilling your soil or disking it over. So with that said, I hope you have a good food plot season for 2019.